another fantastic episode of the Jackie Jackson Show. Thank you everyone for tuning in. You are watching the Jackie Jackson on the Jackie Jackson Show, business coach, real estate investor, entrepreneur. And today I have a fabulous show planned out for you. Many of you know that a few weeks ago, and actually just last week, I can't even believe the time is going by so fast. We had a really great workshop regarding talking about real estate strategies and techniques that you can do right now in your market, in your area, to make money, right? To cash flow your life. Well, from that workshop, we had so many questions. Everyone was asking, okay, Jackie, we get it. We understand that there are definitely different ways that we could implement and be able to capture more income in their lives. But before we get to that step, before we're able to actually implement those steps, we need to figure out what kind of steps do we need to take in actually just to be successful in business in general, okay? Just in general, all right? So it doesn't matter if you're interested in real estate. It doesn't matter if you have a direct marketing business and you're an independent consultant. It doesn't matter if you are selling jewelry or you have a show, what do you call a t-shirt business online, or, you sell, bottle caps, I guess, it really doesn't matter what kind of business that you have. There are some basic principles that you need to know and understand if you are going to be successful in business. So here we go. We're going back to the basics, back to where it all started, okay? So the beautiful Sherry Summers and I will be hosting a Release the Revenue workshop. And it's so important for you to attend and participate. Why? Because we will be discussing the principles of being profitable in your business from day one, okay? Not waiting until sometime in the future, maybe in 3 years, maybe in 5 years, you will break even and start seeing a profit, but we're going to teach you how to be profitable on day one of your business. Why? Because you will be prepared. You'll have some insight, you'll have knowledge, you'll have the best strategies, the best techniques. You'll have all the information in advance so you don't have to learn by trial and error in your business, which is what most entrepreneurs do. They don't take the time to study these business principles and these business practices in order for them to be profitable on day one. All right. So we're going right back to the business. And this is how it all started, going back to the business basics. Okay. So for me, it all started with one book, and it's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, written by Robert Kiyosaki. Okay. So if you have not read this book, this is definitely on my top tier of books on my book list. This is the book that I tell my coaching clients to read first, amongst other books as well. But this one is just really basic, and it teaches you the difference between, right, active income and passive income. And you really need to understand this. So here we go. All right. So today's show is dedicated to understanding those principles that are taught in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, those concepts that every entrepreneur, no matter what your industry is, must learn, must understand if they are going to be successful, okay? So the first one is, and I've had it up on the screen here, so hopefully you've read it so far. So if you're watching the Jackie Jackson Show, you are about to learn about the principles of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You're going to learn about his 4 quadrants, and you're also going to learn what does it mean to be in those quadrants and how do those different elements relate to each other and how it relates to you, all right? Because we're talking about being profitable in your business from day one, all right? So here's what Robert teaches. He teaches, number one, the rich don't work for money, all right? That's huge. Now, I know that you probably have heard that term before, so you probably kind of look at it as like cliche, but I really want you to understand the truth about it, all right? The rich truly do not work for money. They make their money work for them, okay? It's really, really important for you to understand that difference, okay? Now, the rich don't work for money. What they do work for is the acquisition or the purchasing of assets that make them more money. That's what they work for, all right? They don't work for money. They work for acquiring different assets that's going to generate more money for them, all right? So they essentially buy their time back because they don't punch a clock anywhere. Now, if you have a job and you are an employee of a company someplace, I used to be an employee of some organization. I'm okay with that, as long as you understand that being an employee is not designed to make you rich, right? You're going to have to do something else. It's designed to sustain you and provide for your needs, whatever your needs are at that time, which is usually shelter, food, clothing, and just enough to satisfy whatever obligations and bills that you actually have, but it's not designed to make you rich, all right? The rich work to create passive income. Well, what is passive income? We'll get more in detail on that shortly. So the second thing is financial literacy. Financial literacy is key to your financial freedom, all right? So you have to learn some new concepts about money and about how you earn it and how you generate income. How are you going to be profitable? Well, if you are not financial literate, right, then you're going to have to take steps to become financial literate. So you're going to have to read some books. You're going to have to come to some workshops. You're going to have to network with people who know more about money than you do. You are going to position yourself to be in learning mode for you to actually ask questions, gain the knowledge, the wisdom, the insight, everything that you need so that you can gain your financial literacy. Too often, what people do is they say, oh my gosh, it's too complicated. They don't want to learn, and they think that learning these concepts about financial literacy to gain financial freedom is too hard. And it's not hard by any means. It's actually very, very simple. There's a few concepts that you have to learn, but they are simple, okay? And it only makes sense for you to take the time to learn these principles because it'll pay you for the rest of your life. That's how excited I am. The rest of your life it'll pay you for, okay? So take the time to learn financial literacy, read books that talk about financial literacy, read books that talk about how you can become rich, how you can become profitable. You need to read books that talk about that stuff, all right? The third principle is minding your own business. Like, I can't talk about this enough. Like, I can't preach. I can't stand on my soapbox. Minding your own business. Too busy doing everything else except focusing on your business and how you can be profitable, how you can be rich, all right? Get your mind off the TVs, the magazines, the blogs, the reading, the YouTube. Just stop it. Those things, those outlets of information are not feeding you. They're not feeding you. They are not providing you with the substance that you need so that you can be strong in your business. So focus yourself on your business. Anything that doesn't align with your goals and your vision for your business, cut it out. Don't even waste your time with it. Your time is so precious. It's so valuable that you need to use all of your time, or at least divide up your time, right? Between your family, the things that are important to you, but most important, carve out the time to work on your business, okay? Most people are focused on working in their business, but you need to find the time to work on your business. That's the only way that you are going to be profitable, all right? So the next is studying the history and the structure of corporations. Many people come to me and they ask, Jackie, what kind of business should I open? Should I open an LLC? Should I open an S corporation? Should I open what do you call it? Should I be a sole proprietor? Should I be a C corporation? Should I create a partnership, an LLP? Well, it depends. I could never answer that question for anyone because it depends, all right? It depends on what your goals are. Each of those business entities have their pros and their cons, and they also have their level of liability and protection that they provide you. So you need to understand from a business, if you were minding your business, you would actually have the answer to this question. What kind of business entity do I need to create for myself? What kind of business do I need to start for myself in order for me to be the most successful? What's going to be in my best interest? How can I serve better by the type of business entity that I begin? Well, you can only get the answers for those questions if you are minding your own business, all right? So the next principle that the rich do is they invent money. They use their cognitive skills. They use their mind to invent money. We have so many ideas. We have so many thoughts that we can impress upon that thinking substance that manifests itself into a thing, all right? So use your mind. Focus on your ideas. Formulate your thoughts and write it out. All of the steps, the process to actually make your ideas come to life. That's what the rich do. They utilize their time to create ideas, and then from their ideas, they focus on them so that their ideas can come to life. They're never at a loss for new ideas. Now, the problem is not ideas. I think that we all have very, very good ideas that would be extremely successful if we actually follow through on our ideas. And that is where a lot of people fall short. Business people fall short. They start something, but they never finish it. And you have to finish and follow through on your ideas. You actually cannot be afraid to try something new. Try an idea. You will never know if your idea is going to work if you don't ever try to actually implement one of those ideas, all right? You cannot be afraid to fail at your ideas, because that is going to be your learning experience. That's the only way that you're going to learn if your idea could work. You can get feedback, you can address that feedback, and then go back and do it again. And now you're even more mega successful than you were before because you actually did something, all right? So that's what the rich does. They actually learn to create investments, and they start a company by focusing their energy on their ideas, all right? So make sure you're doing that. So you work to learn. You don't work for money. I can't stress that enough. So for example, if you wanted to start a business and you didn't really know much about the industry of the business that you want to start, one of the first things that you should do is take on an internship. Take on an apprenticeship. Start going and moving in circles with people who are doing what you want to do and people who have been successful at doing what you want to do. So attending specific meetups, right? Joining all kinds of groups, joining the Chamber of Commerce and finding other entrepreneurs who are successful in doing what you want to do. That's what you're going to have to do. It's not all about making the money right now or working for money right now. It's about investing in yourself. And investing in yourself comes from learning, gathering knowledge, gathering information, creating a plan of action, implementing that plan of action, and then getting feedback from that plan of action, going back and revamping what you learned from your feedback, and then doing it again. That's how you be successful. And that's how you actually become rich. That's it. It's really, really that simple. And people make it so complicated all the time. And it really does not have to be that complicated. All right. So here we go. Next slide. So this is what we really need to know. I'm going to just move this real quick so I can cover. So this is what you really need to know. In Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he talks about the 4 quadrants, the 4 ways to produce income for yourself. So E is the first quadrant, quadrant number 1. That's the employee. They have a job, all right? And that's great that they have a job. They 100% of their time, 100% of their income is derived based on them exchanging their personal time with their employer for money. And that's okay. It provides for their needs. It does everything for their family, right? That's why we get up and we go to work and we, punch a clock or sign up or do whatever, and we produce some kind of, product or service on behalf of our employer, and then our employer pays us. Fair enough? Being in the employee quadrant is not designed for you to be rich. You'll never get rich over there, all right? You'll never get rich as an E, but you'll definitely learn some really valuable skills that you can adapt from the job that you're doing, and you can definitely do it with a spirit of excellence, as long as you understand that you're not going to get rich there. So the second quadrant is called the S quadrant, okay? So the S quadrant is for people who are self-employed, right? So that is your hairdressers, right? Your beauticians, your barbers, your plumbers, your handymen, right? Let's see who else I can point out there. Your taxi cab drivers, right? People who actually are independently contracted and they basically work for themselves, right? So self-employed people, essentially what they did is that they created a job for themselves. If they are not present to be at work to do the skills that they had signed up to do, they don't earn any money, right? So self-employed people also have to be at work in order for them to earn money. So on the E for employee, on the S for self-employed, what we call that is active income. Active income. And active income just means you have to be present in order to earn it, all right? You got to give up your time in order to earn that money, all right? So employees and self-employed individuals, they share their time and earn money by sharing their time, all right? So we got that clear. Next is a business owner. So a business owner is a little bit different from self-employed individuals. A lot of self-employed individuals sometimes believe that they are a business owner, but they're technically not a business owner because they haven't developed systems which allow them to step away where they don't personally have to be present in order to earn money. So here's the biggest difference between being self-employed and actually having a business. A business has other people in the midst of it, and they have systems that those other people are trained to perform in, that they are able to earn money. So for example, McDonald's is a business, all right? And I'm gonna share with you why. I know we always use McDonald's because it's like just an easy example. All right, you don't have to be as large as McDonald's, but the principles remain the same as a business owner. So as a business owner, what you actually would have is a manual. You have a manual in place, some kind of instruction, step by step, where you have designed it, you already have a procedures, you have a process that's in place, and anyone who steps into your shoes knows how to go through that manual and produce the same amount of quality work that you would do as a self-employed individual. They can do that for you whether you're present or not. So the example of McDonald's, what I'm saying is you can go to any McDonald's across the globe and you can ask for a hamburger, and that hamburger will taste the same whether you're in New York City, whether you are in Egypt, whether you are in South Africa, whether you are in Miami or California, or you're in Canada, okay? That hamburger is going to taste the same. Why? Because it was processed and it was prepared using a manual and a system. And the people who work for that company, what they do is they follow those procedures and those manuals, and that is what actually produces the income for that business. They are not physically present. Like the person, the family that created McDonald's doesn't work in McDonald's, right? They work at the high level creating processes, and they create procedures, and they create manuals, all right? So that's a business. Now the fourth quadrant is called investor, all right? So as an investor, what they have done is they've taken the money that they've earned and they've actually put it into investment vehicles where they can actually earn a return on their investment. They're not present either. They just using that money to invest in other assets that's going to produce more money. All right, produce more money for them. That's where in the evolution of income you want to be. You want to move from E to S to B to I as an investor. And at the investor level, all you're doing is you're investing money that you have so that that money can produce more money for you, whether you're present or you're not. And both business owner and investor, what they focus on is passive income. It's called passive income. Passive income is earned whether you're present or not, whether you're sleeping, whether you are on vacation with your family, which I hope that you take, whether you are present in that business, in that building or not, whether you work or not, meaning whether you're actually, physically present at the location, you're not working there, all right? So that's where you want to be. So in other words, let's explain it again. All right, so here we got some more detailed information about actually transitioning from employee to self-employed to a business owner to an investor, okay? And then it actually shares with us right here in this slide how we can become passive income earners versus active income earners. All right, are you ready? All right, here we go. Matter of fact, I'm going to put me down here. All right, there we are. So as an employee, you will earn a monthly income, which most of us do. No matter the company that you work for, you don't really gain any profit or anything like that. All you do is you work for that company and they pay you for the task that you were hired to do. All right. Your income level is basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Is designed to match the task that you're doing. All right. You will be paid no more, no less. It's just basically what you're doing. If you're self-employed, you are your own boss, all right? But the challenges with being self-employed is the fact that you don't earn any money if you are not present there to earn the money. You are the one that's doing all of the work, all right? So that's the difference with being an employee and being self-employed. A self-employed person, they are their own employee, right? You are your own boss. Most of us are self-employed, right? The people who leave their employment and say, oh, I'm going to start a business, they really start a self-employment. That's really what they do. All right. Now, once you are self-employed, the next step for you to do is to create systems, create a manual, create a process that's going to transition you from being self-employed to being a business owner. A business owner can step away from the tasks that they were doing when they were self-employed and actually have someone else do that. They can delegate it. They have somebody else do it. They're paying employees. They got all their manuals, their process, their procedures up and running. And that employee knows exactly what to do. All of those tasks that you used to do when you were self-employed get done. And then you still earn money. You still earn income. And then as an investor, the money that you make begins to work for you. All right. So if you had a lot of money, just all you had to do was just, find the investment type of options that you're looking for, and then put your money there. And now that money begins to make you more money. You receive a return on your investment. All right. So there it is. So here we have it again, just to make sure that we're clear. I want you to make sure that you are clear 100% on how we get this done. All right. So as a business owner, 100% of your income, right? We're over here on the business owner. As a business owner, 100% of your income, you times people equals your income, all right? You own a system and people work for you, all right? As an employee, which is what you have as a business owner, if you are the employee, 100% of your income, right? So you and your job is what equals your income. You have a job. So your time equals your money, all right? The amount of time. So that's why a lot of employees will say, oh, I'm going to do overtime, right? What they really mean is I'm going to exchange more time for more money. I really want to just make more money. So the only way I can do that is if I give more time, right? That's the reason why people do overtime on their job, right? And, if you're a business owner and you provide your employees with options to do overtime, that's great. That's exactly what it is, because when those employees are working for you, in theory, they should be making you more money as a business owner, right? The more time, the more tasks that they complete in the system, they make you more money, all right? So when you're self-employed, you own your own time. The only problem here is that your time is not leveraged, right? 100% of your time goes into you trading it for money and doing the job. It's yourself, right? So you cannot ever step away, because if you step away, the amount of money that you earn begins to end. And if you are an investor, you're definitely having passive income, because the money that you invested is making more money for you. All right. Does that make sense? I hope it does. All right. So here's what we have going on so far. So Sherry Summers and I, all right, we're having a business basics. All right, let's go back here. Sherry Summers and I, we're having a business basics. It's called Release the Revenue. Release the Revenue. All right. So the reason why it came to us that we needed to do this is because we recognize that a lot of self-employed people believe that they are a business owner when they're not. All right. A lot of employees want to become self-employed and business owners, but they don't know how. All right. In addition, people want to invest, but they don't know what to invest in. All right. But before you can invest, you have to have the money to invest, and you have to understand the difference between having active income versus passive income. So Release the Revenue is a workshop. It's a 3-day workshop that is going to be held in Titusville, Florida, at the Fairfield Inn and Suites. And it's going to be in October 26th to October 28th. It's a 3-day workshop. And Sherry and I will be breaking down how you, whether you are an employee, whether you're self-employed, whether you are a business, whether you are currently investing, but you want to invest more, no matter what, how you can be profitable from day one. All the steps that you need to implement so that you can be profitable in your business from day one. Everybody wants to know how to do that. So it doesn't matter what your industry is. It doesn't matter, if you're a plumber, if you are an electrician and so as a self-employed individual, or you are a barber or beautician, or you do nails, or maybe you sell jewelry or, health products or anything like that. It really doesn't matter. You still need to be profitable from day one. You got to learn these principles and how to transition yourself from quadrant to quadrant, from an E to an S to the B to an I, which is an investor, right? So transitioning from earning active income to earning passive income. So to get more information on Release the Revenue, all you'd have to do is email me, yours truly, Jackie at thejackyjackson.com. The email is right there. So all you have to do is email Jackie at thejackyjackson.com, and I will send you a link for you to be able to purchase your tickets. All right. So 3-day workshop, Release the Revenue. You have to be there. If you are tired of working for other people, if you're tired of working and only earning active income, and you really, really want to master the skills of earning passive income, then you need to be at this workshop. If you really want to master and learn how to be profitable from day one in your business, then you really, really need to be at this workshop. All right. So email me, contact me, Jackie at thejackyjackson.com, and I will send you the information for the 3-day workshop, Release the Revenue. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching The Jackie Jackson. I will talk to you guys soon. All right. Be profitable, be blessed, go out and do major, major, major big things. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.